recycle. That is the familiar slogan of the environmental movement, which I'm sure we have all heard. We've all seen this symbol. And I keep getting reminded of Earth Day coming up. It's very soon. This Saturday, April 20th, Sunrise is having a Earth Day festival. So it sounds like a great day. Go out and see it. But every day I'm reminded of Earth Day, so I thought I would speak about the environment today. However, this speech writing has been a journey. And I feel a little bit like Lee, if you were here a few weeks ago when he spoke about not having a speech topic. This is a little different because I had my topic, but I wrote it. I did more research. I spoke to different people, and it kept changing, and I kept getting new ideas, so I rewrote it quite a few times. In the process of preparing the speech, I experienced an aha moment, a moment where the light bulb came on. And I will get back to that later in the speech. Also, some of the conversations I had with friends just sparked some interesting questions. So rather than only talk about the environment, I began to question, well, why do I care about the environment? Why should you care about listening what I have to say about the environment or about what anyone has to say? Is it a priority? I was exploring those questions. Why should you care about living in a more green way or hearing about it? I'm really interested in living more naturally and being more healthy. It is our Father's world. In Genesis chapter 2 in the Bible, God chose us to be caretakers of the earth, and He appointed us to be over the animals and everything else. But do we have to go to extremes to make a difference in the environment? Do we really have to be all or nothing? Tonight, I will focus on how making some small changes in our lives can be better for the environment and can also be in our own self-interest. So, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest, thank you. My friend Karen expressed a wish to me that we consider a different yardstick when we think about the environment. Because our yardstick is usually economics. How inexpensive is something? Let's buy that. That must be a good deal. Or what's the short-term benefit? She was saying, I heard a saying recently, I'm too poor to buy cheap. So an example of that would be, I have a choice to buy a cheap plastic item. I buy that. It doesn't last though. It breaks. It ends up in the landfill. It ends up thrown out. I have to buy another one when I have to spend more money, and I could have just bought higher quality to begin with. It would have lasted longer. So I would have been better off to do that. Another benefit of buying good quality items is that they can also be repaired or repurposed, donated. So for example, good shoes. Quality shoes can be resold a few times, and that is at the fraction of the cost of buying new. So buying superior products really can be better for us and better for the environment. One of the reasons I got interested in this to begin with was my family's health. I would do cleaning of the bathrooms and the kitchen, and people would come home and they would start coughing. They would start being able not to breathe. And it didn't bother me, but it made me start wondering, well, what are in the products that I'm using? What unpronounceable harmful chemicals might be in these products? And I started doing research. So I did research online. I bought a used book. Can I use this table? And, you know, I came up with ways to make my own cleaner. So I make my own cleaner now. I use vinegar, just simple ingredients that you find around the house. And I could do a whole speech about vinegar, but I won't. Everyone is not as enthusiastic as I am. But my point is using a few simple products you find around the house. Baking soda, simple pure soap, or a pure detergent, you know, a natural detergent, you know, like this brand or something else, you know, that you look at the label and it's all natural products. So I've begun doing that, and now people come home, they cannot tell that I've been cleaning. Yay! So I would say that results in cleaner air. Not only that, besides that, for my home, This is a great product. It works great. It works great. It does smell a little bit like vinegar when you first use it, but that smell evaporates. If you want, you can also put a few drops of essential oil, which I did not bring tonight, but that adds fragrance as well as it has natural antiseptic qualities, something like tea tree or lavender. Yeah, the subject is really fascinating to me. But the point is also, I save a lot of money. Also, I shouldn't have put this down so quickly. I use one of these bottles instead of maybe 8 bottles. So I just reuse my own spray bottle over and over. So something good for the environment is good for my budget, is good for everyone. So another way that we can reduce our consumption was we started doing something motivated by self-interest last year. We were looking at our water bill and we felt it was pretty out of control. We also had a painter come to paint the house. He pointed out how soggy the ground was on the shady side of the house. So that did it. We shut off our sprinkler system for the entire rainy season. And our plants and our lawn did great. They were beautiful. And we saved about $40 a month. So once again, we stopped overwatering. We saved a lot of money. It's good for the environment. It's good for us. So in conclusion, I've always thought doing good for the environment, involves giving a sacrifice, giving up something, making a contribution that doesn't benefit me. Yes, in a global sense, what benefits the earth and everyone does benefit me and my family. It's good for my health. What I didn't realize, the aha moment that I had, was so many ideas I looked at and I didn't cover a fraction of them here. Really, so good for the environment. So good personally and not only globally. So I would say, in concluding, that God really had a good idea in mind when He made us caretakers. He had us in mind when He made us caretakers of the earth. So remember, small changes can make a big difference if a lot of people change a little bit. Before you have a need to recycle, think about other ways that you can reduce consumption. Mr. Toastmaster?